It's Saturday, September 10th, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Hey VC, TC Kirkham here, the Kirkham Report. Welcome to my show this week. Got lots of interesting little things for you. Tidbits here and there, a shout out or two, an update, and more, all coming up. But let's kick things off with this week's cover story. My wife and I watch a lot of YouTube. We watch a lot of different types of stuff on YouTube, and one of the channels that my wife loves is a channel out of Canada called Watch Mojo. I've talked about them before. They do all kinds of things related to every little thing under the sun. And this past week they did a video of their top 10 one-hit wonders. Now, the term one-hit wonders, when it started, was actually coined to describe an artist who had one hit chart on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, that's one hit that hit anywhere on the chart. Usually it was a bigger hit, and they were remembered for that. Later on, people amended it so that one-hit wonder meant it had one top 40 hit. Nowadays, the term is just thrown around loosely, and it shouldn't be, because it's not giving fair due to the artists out there. Watch Mojo's list included Kim Carnes' Betty Davis Eyes. And while Kim Carnes is best known for that song, she's had a number of other top 40 hits, including two other top 10 hits. The single Don't Fall in Love with the Dreamer, duet with Kenny Rogers, and her own remake of The Miracles' More Love, both of which hit the top 10 before Betty Davis Eyes even came along. Betty Davis Eyes, of course, has overshadowed most of the rest of her career, and that's a shame, but she doesn't deserve to be lumped into a one-hit wonder category because she's remembered just for that song, because other people remember her earlier stuff. The term one-hit wonder has always bugged me when it's used so generally. I don't have a problem with it for when it's used for its proper incantation, which to me, a true Hot 100 wonder or a top 40 one-hit wonder. Either one of those are acceptable to me. But when we start dividing it into top 30, top 20, top 10, it gets ridiculous. One-hit wonders are still musicians. They're always going to continue on. Just because they don't have another major hit doesn't mean that they aren't successful at what they do. Hanson is the perfect example. Bop is their only major top 40 hit, but they've hit the Hot 100 a couple of times, and they continue to rock out to this day. See my shirt for proof of that. I love them. Hundreds of thousands of fans love them. Just because they're not charting the way, you think of, does not mean they're not successful. It just means that they aren't on the radio much anymore. That's not a fair assumption or a fair way of considering a one-hit wonder. I think we need to go back to the original definition of the term. One-hit wonder means an artist who has just one hit on the Billboard Hot 100. And I will allow it if it's just one top 40 hit, as long as none of the other songs were huge on radio. It's wrong to class artists like Hanson, like Kim Carnes, and others as one-hit wonders, just as it's kind of odd or awkward to classify Frank Zappa or Grateful Dead as one-hit wonders, even though technically they qualify for that term because Zappa only hit the Hot 100 once with Dancin' Fool, and later in a duet with Moon called Valley Girl, and Grateful Dead have only hit the top 40 once with Touch of Grey. It gets ridiculous, and the terms like that are ridiculous. So from now on, I'm sticking to my original use, and I always will and always have considered a true one-hit wonder to be one chart hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, we did a song on Obscuria this past week where the song didn't even hit the Hot 100, and yet they would qualify as a one-hit wonder. That was OMC's How Bizarre, which hit number 4 on the Billboard Mainstream Airplay chart. It was never released as a single, so it didn't qualify at the time, although now it would. And they were also, I would also consider them a one-hit wonder. So it gets a little bit iffy, but the mainstream chart is combined with the Hot 100 in the chart books that I have from Joel Whitburn, so I guess it counts. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think sometimes the term one-hit wonder is overused, and we should be also careful, because by using that term, it stigmatizes artists like Kim Carnes, like Hanson, even like Grateful Dead, who aren't really one-hit wonders, but you know, they qualify. You got to clarify it. You got to qualify it for what it really means. We should keep it to the original definition. So let's not call these well-known artists one-hit wonders, even though sometimes they're deserving of them, simply because it disses all of the rest of their careers. It's okay to do it for artists who have only hit actually once if they never really got popular or they never have achieved the success that everyone else around them has. But it's still a term that is maybe outdated at this point in time. So one-hit wonders are going to stay one-hit wonders in my book for the whole Hot 100, and I think everyone else should go back to that definition too. And that's this week's cover story. Out of the box this week, my latest pickups from Dawn and Mary, the two hip chicks. I always grab stuff from them when I can. I picked up a couple more CDs and some 45s from them this last week, and they have arrived, unlike the last shipment, which got lost, unfortunately. The two CDs I picked up were both New Age style stuff. Gentle compositions of flute, harp, cello, and violin, perfectly mellow, the music of Eric the Flute Maker and Company. No idea what this is. I can't wait to hear it though. As he put here, my dear masseuse, dentist, and rush hour drivers, after 32 years of flute making, Eric's relaxing music is now on one CD. You can now get perfectly mellow. Sounds wonderfully cheesy. Also, this one, classical guitar, from the Baccarin Guitar Quartet, playing some of classical music's top songs on guitar, including Für Elise, Moonlight Sonata, Jésus, Joy of Man's Desiring, and Ave Maria. This will be fun to listen to. Dawn and Mary also threw in this one. I did not order this one. This was a freebie. But it's going to be interesting. Ritual Music from Third Coast Percussion is the name of the label. Might be the name of the band also. I know there's individual artists. Ritual Music is obviously percussion based, but that should be fun to listen to as well. Now, on to this week's 45 haul. Some of these I have, some of them I don't, but they're all really good. RCA, Artie Shaw and his orchestra begin the Begin and Temptation on the Gold Standard series with the complete with the Right Company sleeve. On the Columbia back-to-back hits series, Rex Smith, Sooner or Later, and You Take My Breath Away. Camera's going nuts there. The Association, Windy and Never My Love, also back-to-back hits. I had this single when I was a kid. I don't think I do. I think I traded it for something years ago. Liar from Three Dog Night. One of my favorite bands of the 70s. Love them. A song I used to have also, and I did trade away to somebody else at some point, but I've always liked. How Can You Mend a Broken Heart by the Bee Gees. Backed with Country Woman. Neil Diamond's Play Me and Porcupine Pie. This was, looks like it'd be a promo copy or a cutout copy from the little drilled notch there. Never had this in my collection on a single, and I'm glad to finally have it. Play That Funky Music by Wild Cherry. I do have it on a K-Tel album. And The Lady Wants Your Money on the flip side. Have this, a couple of copies of this, so we'll have to see how it well is. This is thick styrene. Oh, actually it might be vinyl from the feel of it. Alone Again, Naturally, Gilbert O'Sullivan. Rod Stewart, First Cut is the Deepest, and The Ball Trap, I think that's what that says. Neil Diamond, Song Sung Blue, and Getchi Gumi. This was a reissue and out on MCA. Song Sung Blue was originally released on Uni before they did the transition. Donna Summer, Hot Stuff and Journey to the Center of Your Heart. I have this already. I wasn't sure if I had this already. I think I do, but I love their version of this. Band called Wednesday. Last Kiss and Without You. This was a hit in the mid-70s. It's a remake of the J. Frank Wilson song that Pearl Jam also had a hit with in the 1990s. Dr. Hook, Only 16, and Let Me Be Your Lover. We've had a great deal of discussions how some of those songs are not appropriate anymore. Another one I've never had on a single, I have the album it's on. I Can't Help It. Andy Gibb and Olivia Newton-John, along with Andy's Someone I Ain't on the flip side. Don't have this label, and I'd love to add new labels to my list. This is on Philly Groove Records. Didn't I Blow Your Mind This Time? And Down Is Up, Up Is Down from the Delphonics. Of course, that was a great song, and it was also a hit again in the 80s by New Kids on the Block. I agree with Mary that it's weird that these are both in mono, because it's 1972. I wouldn't think they would be, but it is a back-to-back hit, I think. Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me and Poem for My Little Lady from Mac Davis. Never had that in 45 either. I have that album. Rhinestone Cowboy and Love Light from Glenn Campbell, another copy of that. Do You Love Me and Shake Cherie from the Contours on the Motown Yesteryear series. And two picture sleeves, both of which I already have. Christopher Cross and Arthur's Theme, Best That You Can Do. And someone we talked about in the last segment, Kim Carnes, Crazy in the Night, Barking at Airplanes. Love this song. Highly underrated after Betty Davis Eyes. She did a lot of great stuff. That is my latest vinyl haul from the two hip chicks. I only got one CD this last week at the auction, so I told them, I said, why don't you can hold off on that and bill me all next week. I'll probably buy more. And I will. I have other stuff coming too, I'm sure. And that's out of the box for this week.
To witness a new dimension in entertainment. Peter Lemongello.
Oh, I could have been a million things.
Peter Lemongello, a mood rock experience called Love 76. Yes, Peter Lemongello has created a new kind of music.
Debuting my new Spotlight of the Week segment with this site. I've talked about the site and I gave him a shout out, but I wanted to bring it to your attention because the last show they did was terrific. I've talked about Oddity Archive before. I've gotten a few people into Ben Minette and his oddball channel. It does fit in the fringes of the vinyl community because he does do some vinyl stuff, but he also does electronic equipment, cable shows, cable networks, off the wall videos. I first found him because I was looking for weird weather bulletins of all things. I brought that up before. I'm still waiting to hear from people on that, by the way. Ben's latest show is devoted to a singer I'd never heard of before, but apparently he's quite well known in the New York area, New Jersey, and in a few other cities where he had a As Seen on TV album available in the 1970s. His name is Peter Lemongello, and that is his real name. It's not spelled J, thankfully, it's a G. I had never heard of this guy until Ben did his newest episode about him, and I have to be honest, oh my God, what was this guy thinking? In all fairness, Lemongello is not a bad performer. He's got a pretty good voice, and his whole style of singing reminds me a lot of 70s era Jack Jones. But these, made for TV albums and some of the other stuff of his stuff, Ben takes a huge deep dive into this guy's background, into his music career, or lack thereof, and a few other things. And I really enjoyed this episode, and so did Kim, and I think you guys need to check it out. Now, there'll be a link in the show notes, of course, but Ben overall is just a little bit eclectic. He does all these weird little things, all from his little his studio in his house in South Dakota now. I think it's Sioux Falls. And all you can see is his eyes because he's got a cardboard box in front of him. But I'll tell you something, he does some of the most entertaining stuff I've ever seen, and I really think you guys should check him out. And this episode in particular. Peter Lemongello's music, including the album Love 76, which Ben talks in detail about on this episode, is available on most streaming platforms, including Spotify, much to Kim's chagrin, because, well, I love the loungy stuff, and he definitely qualifies. So go check out Oddity Archive. You can go to the website at oddityarchive.com. You can check his YouTube channel out. He has got 10 years of incredible stuff up. I've gone back and watched a ton of it since discovering him, and I definitely think you'll get a kick out of at least this, but also some of his other music-based stuff too. And that is why I wanted to give a spotlight to him, because this show on Peter Lemongello is just excellent. Ben, great job. This is why I patron you. And I hope getting a little publicity here will get you some new viewers too, because you certainly deserve them. Check out Oddity Archive with Ben Minette, and go check out Peter Lemongello. I'll have a link to some of his stuff too. A quick update on the video I posted last Sunday in lieu of the Pop Retro Countdown. I Didn't have it time to get ready, to get one of those ready last week. So I did my button who's got the button video, and if you haven't checked it out, please do. I'm trying to track down who each of these buttons belong to. Now, we've narrowed a few of them down. Got some comments that helped me narrow a couple of them down to Joy Division and one of the other ones. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. And I still need help getting the rest of them. So that's 2 down out of 41 buttons. Take a look at the video. Watch the different buttons go by. If you know what they are, leave a comment. Help me figure out what bands or what other things these might go to. I'm curious because I want to check them out and definitely know where they came from. And that's always fun. I do have some of them up that I knew what they were, but I've found a couple more, and I hope you'll watch it and lead me more in the right direction to who the buttons came for. You know, this guy needs no shout out because he's known everywhere, but I'm still going to give him a shout out anyway, because not only has he commented quite a bit on my various projects since my contest, he was the sole reason the contest was so successful. So a shout out to Vinyl Richie. Vinyl Richie has a channel that is just defies expectations. He has such eclectic things in his collection. I've been going back through and checking out stuff from over the years. He's got stuff up, and I really get a kick out of him. I knew who he was, but I never really thought to subscribe to him until he subscribed and helped out with the contest, and I went over and actually sat down and checked out his stuff, and man, I really love what he posts. He's well known, and you guys probably already subscribed to him, but I cannot thank him enough for helping my contest get off the ground in the explosive way that it did. I think Richie's got a unique perspective on things, and he's always commenting on the obscure stuff, and I get a kick out of that, and I definitely enjoy watching his videos. He's a very opinionated guy. He's also hilariously funny. And if you haven't seen him, and I can't imagine anybody other than myself who hasn't, you really need to check him out. There'll be a link in the show notes. Vinyl Richie, again, all my heartfelt thanks for your help getting my contest off the ground. And keep up the great videos, dude. I love them. And that is this week's shout out. I've been working on the formatting for RecordStoreRewind.com. We talked extensively about the site on Finding Your Music Mojo with Dawn at TC and Dawn this past week, on past Monday. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But basically, you know, this is a Dead Malls style site for record stores of the past, present, and future. And we've gotten some, you know, great feedback, but nobody's given me any since my video a couple weeks ago. I'm going to put up some instructions on the website on what I need you guys to do. One of the easy things it's easy. It's so easy. Telephone books. You guys have got to help me with this. I can't do this site without your help. So I'm going to give you an outline of it. You can go watch the video from a couple weeks ago, or you can check out the post I'll have up tomorrow about what I need. It's really simple, super easy to do. The telephone book stuff probably won't cost you anything, and if you don't have something yourself, you can check your local library and do that. But That's the easiest way to get listings of record stores, department stores, drugstores, variety stores, electronic stores, any place that used to sell records. We want to include them all. And as far back as you can get. Record Store Rewind cannot succeed without your help. And I've gotten some submissions, but nowhere near as enough to do much with. I am going to be getting some of those submissions and some of my own memories up this coming week, and I hope to have all of that part of it done by the end of October. And I think I'll have a chance because I am going to be off work again for some doctor's appointments in a couple weeks, so I will be able to have some spare time to do it, and I do intend to do it then. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. RecordStoreRewind.com. It tells you all about what we're trying to do. There's a form over there you can use. It's super easy. It's in the menu at the top page. It says RSR contribution form, I think. And you just fill it out. It takes about 5 minutes. And we're looking for your memories of record stores you used to go to, record stores that you patronized as a kid, as a young adult, or even current record stores that you patronize now. We want to give them the publicity too, so they will always have a home on the internet with this site. RecordStoreRewind.com. Don't forget to check it out, and please don't forget to get involved. That's going to just about do it for this week. Want to remind you, please, to check out my other shows on TKR VideoCentral. Pop Retro Countdown on Sunday, Influencers on Tuesday, Rank This on Thursday, and this show on Saturday, all at 4 p.m. usually. Rank This was a little bit late this week because I didn't have time to get it up on Thursday. It was up on Friday. I do have a couple more projects I'm working on that I hope to debut in the next few weeks. One of them I talked about a few months ago that I never got off the ground because of weird things I finally started to figure out. And I want to try and do a music quiz of some sort. We're going to see what happens with that. I got all kinds of little interesting ideas floating around, and there's little gray cells up here. I hope that you will all take a listen to the things we've talked about here. Please watch the things we've talked about here. Check out the show notes and go check out the links I've got for you. And I hope that you will all continue to enjoy the shows I do. And of course, Daily Obscuria every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and whatever your local time is around the world. I hope you've subscribed. If you haven't, please do. And if you have, thank you. I appreciate it. I've picked up a few more new ones to make up for the ones that slid back after the contest ended. Still trying to get to 500. I'm about 30 away. I need to get to 500 to get that community tab going. So if you don't subscribe, please do. And if you know somebody that doesn't subscribe that you think might enjoy the channel, let them know we're here. Because, hey, the more the merrier. That's what I say. It's always a lot of fun. And don't forget to leave a comment. I enjoy reading the comments. I don't have time to write all of them anymore because I've been getting flooded with them. But I'm enjoying it every second of the way. And I will give you a like if nothing else so you know I've seen it. And I will try to reply when I can. I'm trying to do it every day now so I can, every other day now so I can get everybody answered. But you can only say, hey, I'm glad you liked it. Thanks for watching so many times. So I don't want to sound cliche. So if I just give you a thumbs up and a like, I hope that'll be enough for you if it's something like that. But I will try to write to you if I can. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the time that you take to watch me. I couldn't do this without you. So thank you for being there. For the Kirkham Report, I'm TC Kirkham. I'll see you soon. Ciao, baby.